Everybody wants control over the Holy Land.
Yeah. So that's what it's been over
I was reading
thousands of years.
The forward.com wrote about the red heifer.
Yeah.
And so apparently, beginning of September, I'll give you a really quick simple version because I don't want to talk too much about it. But the general idea is that this is a symbol of like the Messianic era returning or something like that.
Yeah.
And so it's just Christians and Jews tend to be aligned in a lot of ways as to what they expect to happen and what they want to happen. And so that's why there's coexistence, whereas Islam is more so at odds, which is a large portion of the conflict.
I was listening to the Quran last night. I've been doing like 30 minutes of it at night or something like that. And they were talking about Ishmael, who is son of Abraham, and he's descended from Ishmael come the tribe of Islam. But he's like hanging out with his dad and they're just talking. And I started to feel like I was there with them. It was wild, man. Like you start to feel like you're part of that tribe when you listen to the stories. And I imagine it's the same with his brother, with Isaac. I haven't listened to a lot of what Isaac did with his dad, but like, I understand the pride of being related to that and to know and to be able to track back your dynasty to the people. Because those dudes were like, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was like the strain of the environment that made them listen to God, like under great tension. You have no other choice. You start to hear it. Or like if you're starving, then there's a better chance you're going to hear it because you're not clouded.
What should regular people do, right? Don't panic. But are people paying attention to this stuff? I'm worried about what could or may happen. Yeah. I think Israel is going to be on high alert, obviously, and this could be this statement this guy put out is escalation, and that's just bad, outright. Mm-hmm. But if there's already ongoing attacks, there's already rocket attacks. If something happens in the United States, man, I don't want to see the U.S. get involved in another, conflict. But it looks like that's where we're going, right? With special operations being offered up to Israel. And you've already got a bunch of politicians calling for direct support, more funding, more aid.
But now, and war with Iran.
Right.
Yep. This is making me think of Putin. He made a statement, and there's a video of it. Jackson Hinkle tweeted it out, and he's basically saying, if men decide to fight, let them fight. Leave the women and children alone. He's he's in a bad place right now, and he's not the greatest guy on earth.
Even Putin standing with Israel, he's like, you can't do this. What are you doing?
We wanted some land. Let's go easy. Not that he didn't make life good for the Ukrainians the last few years, but you could say that maybe other people were involved in it.
I think it's morale crushing. I think no matter who you are as a leader, like let's say there's the red faction and the blue faction, and they're at war. Everyone, as human beings, have similar desires and understandings, and despises seeing women and children killed.
This is the problem.
Not every person, but of civilized countries. Like obviously we're at odds with Russia and China, but you will demoralize your fighters if you're actively saying go out there and kill kids. They're going to be like, man, I don't want to fight anymore. Yep. Like it's just you're not fighting for anything you can recognize.
Yep.
Yeah, they gotta trick themselves into thinking that the enemy is like a rat, is like not a human.
Mm-hmm. But even then, targeting children is going to be extremely difficult.
It's kind of like a rat's nest. Like you don't spare the baby rats, you just take it out.
Right, but my point is, in a civilized country, in like a modern developed nation, I should say, don't necessarily mean civilized, I don't know, but in like Russia, for instance. If Putin goes to his troops and says, yes, what happened in Israel, haha, we're for it, he's going to demoralize his men.
Yeah. I don't think Russia's the bad guy they've been made out to be.
It's like the reason why we have these like war crimes and these laws is because we're kind of like, dude, we might fight, but leave the kids out of it. And then we have that hope that the other faction may respect not killing the children. Right. But then, one of the things we've learned consistently in the Middle East is kids are not spared.